here at Independent Brewing on Main Street in Bel-Air, and they are celebrating their 10-year anniversary in business in the town of Bel-Air. Sharing this because this has basically become a local institution, a destination for people all over Harford County, and people that come in and visit from out of state, wherever else. Thank you, Mark. So I got a moment that I want to share with you because I always thought that Phil was the only owner, but apparently today I found out that there's multiple partners in this business, and I want to go ask them some questions about how they got started and whatever else. Right now they're in the brew house, so I'm kind of basically just going to walk in on them, but we'll start off with congratulating Independent on their 10-year anniversary, because to survive any business in 10 years is a feat, especially making it through COVID and everything else. So let's go inside the brew house and get your nerves. Yeah, hello, gentlemen.
Cheers! What's up?
First,
we normally stand here all six.
Oh, is it? So it's funny, like, are you guys always hiding in the back here? Because I only see Phil out here. But Phil's like the most recognizable. Like,
Well, that's pretty easy.
Yeah. So, first of all, congratulations to 10 years. This is.
I'll drink to that.
That's years. Wow. My beautiful wife Leah is behind the camera, and I was just telling her earlier we were sitting out on the patio, catching some sun on our face. And I said, whenever we travel, we go to South Carolina, Florida, Italy. We look for a place where we can like just chillax. And here we have it, right here in Bel-Air. So many times I've looked up at the skyline, the peaks of the buildings, and I said, I love this place. It's just a place where you can chillax. It's drama-free. It's so great. So thank you for what you've done. So let's introduce introduce you guys to the people here at WBEL-Air TV News. So we have
Phil Rudy,
Brewmaster,
Skip Carver, Josh Nelson, Pat Wiestock,
Jamie Farmer,
Harry O'Neill, Chief Thinking Officer.
Right. So I'm probably just as curious as anybody else. How did you guys get started? Like, how did this independent brewing come about?
Well, it started in the back of a Yukon in a soccer tournament on a Friday night. I was coaching soccer, and we drew a Friday night 6 p.m. game, and I sent a message out to all the parents. I'm like, let's have a little tailgate party afterwards to celebrate. I'll bring the beer, and you guys bring the food. So I brought 2 kegs of homebrew, and we're all in the back of this parking lot in Essex, and Harry comes up to me and says, man, this beer's really good. You ever think about opening a brewery? And I'm like, actually, I'm in the process of like pursuing it right now. He said, well, I would love to be a partner if you ever consider doing anything. And that was kind of impetus to triggering me to be more serious about my investigation of the laws. So without taking a whole lot of time, it was a long, complicated process because once it started, like, okay, let's do this. Then we had to go to Annapolis, change some laws, create some laws. But the whole group came together really mostly through the Falston Swim Club, because we've all played volleyball together and we hung out. And they knew my beer because I would take it to the volleyball games, and so it really kind of it really just kind of came naturally, which is even more interesting.
Right. So but I heard a fun fact earlier. You started with wine.
Yeah. So I was a winemaker when I lived in Canton. I had a friend that imported wine grapes, and I started making wine in my basement. And then when I moved out here, I planted a vineyard in my house, and I was doing my own winemaking. And I realized that wine takes time, and it's never going to be great.
Yeah. So how did you like his wine?
it was well, he came by. I went to his house and he gave me a couple bottles with masking tape on them, like Chardonnay or whatever it is. And I put them down in my basement. And then I think I opened them once and I took a little sip and I'm like, yeah, it needs to mature just a little bit longer.
Well, thank God you crafted your beer. So another curious question is, what was the very first beer that you crafted?
So the first beer we legally made under our license here was City Cloak, which is made for Ronnie's with one of their beverage managers, Shane.
All right.
And we actually did it on my homebrew system, which was a 1-barrel homebrew system. And the first beer that we brewed here was Calibration. And the reason it was called Calibration was we found out after the beer was made that we had a little problem with the equipment. And one of the problems was that little valve right there was put on upside down. Oh. So when it was cooling down to fermentation temperature, when it couldn't close because it was upside down. So it kept cooling, and the next day I came in and it was 32 degrees in the fermenter, which is not good. The beer was supposed to be at 68 degrees.
Oh.
So,
But it was still a good beer.
it still
It
turned out to be a good beer, but we had to get a specialist in here, and we had to run hot water through the tank to heat it up.
So now I have another question. There's two things I'm noticing. Everybody here has Independent T-shirts, but they also have Steins. Who wants to talk about the Steins? Somebody. Here we go.
Me? Well, part of our owner agreement was that we would all have steins, beer steins, or this, in our, for us. And then at our last owners meeting, basically Phil was like, presented us with a stein, custom made. Each one is totally different. Yeah. And so we come to drink these from our steins on our anniversary evenings.
Very nice. And this is your 10-year anniversary, so once again, congratulations. These were made locally, right?
Yes. I don't know the name of the potter, but it's on Jarrettsville Road.
Jarrettsville Road, there's a potter. So if you know them, drop a comment in the link so we know where these were made. That's pretty cool. And then,
shirts.
Now tell us about the shirts. So, and what's your name again?
Original shirts.
The original shirt. So who can tell me about the back of this shirt?
So that was the original, or the blueprints of the building. That was printed on the shirt of the brew house. Yep.
Where we're standing right now.
Yeah, so all the equipment on that side is what's on that side is what's on that shirt.
Okay. So Independent started with just these three?
Well, that's the hot side, so that's where we make the beer, and then this is the fermentation tank. So the original system was these 3 vessels and these 5 on this side. Now we've added
This building,
5, 10 barrels.
This building was what? It was, gosh. Well, the train was right by the building, and it was a feed building, right? Lumber yard at one point, automotive. Am I missing something?
Napa, Western Auto,
It was multiple.
M&J.
So a lot of history here in this building.
Yeah.
A lot of history before we opened, but a lot of history since we've opened.
Yeah, and a lot of history to make. So, gentlemen, I just want to thank you for your time and raise a toast one more time.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
10 years.
Thank you. I also want to say thank you. There we go. We had to make it complete. I had to get them in there. I just want to thank you for everything you do for the community, because I know you're not just serving beer, you're giving back, you're inspiring, you're motivating. And Phil is the face of the business, but thank you all for investing in something that I think the community as a whole has a place to enjoy and host events. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers. Hoorah!
I gotta get a mug now.
I know somebody can make that happen. But
you wanna
you
sign
gotta
off?
remember to bring it.
For WBEL-Air TV News Live, this is Gio signing off at Independent Brewing. Cheers.